wrong with that man? You have basically given him power.
He's spilling the tea and it's piping hot. He's saying the quiet part out loud. Men are not natural leaders. And more importantly, patriarchy have stripped men from their own divinity. And I believe that majority of men feel this way. They just would rather it not be said out loud. You can tell by the actions that they take. Anytime, because this same man said this, you have to be able to financially abuse and control a person in order to feel like you can lead them means you're not a leader. I don't know how many ways men have to say this before women will understand and move accordingly. Too many women for my liking are still searching for a man to lead. And please stop saying, if I find a man who can lead me, I will willingly submit. He does not exist. That is not their job. Patriarchy has stripped men of their divine connection and divine order, and they've replaced, thus by stripping them of their real power and replacing it with a falsehood that ultimately does not benefit them. This man in this clip is basically saying that a man can't create a broken homes, that basically all of the power and responsibility lies on women. Any good leader knows that the leader takes on the grunt of the responsibility, the majority, if not all, of the responsibility. If you need someone to financially depend on you for you to feel like you can lead them or be of some sort of assistance to them, you are not a leader. If you need to beg for submission, you are not a leader. If you need to beg for someone to do everything that you say do and constantly tiptoe around your eggshell, fragile ass ego, you are not a leader. I identify as a leader, but I want to lead myself. I have no desire to lead large groups of people or even a few people. What I do when I get on this app is not me telling people what to do. It's me dropping tools and dropping knowledge so that you can stand on your own 2 feet. I have zero desire to control another person. I have zero desire to want to spoon feed someone every little thing that they need to know or need to understand in order to operate in this life. I want you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and make your own decisions outside of me. This is why you will often see me say, take what I say with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, you are the leader of your own life. And so many women are still willing to pretend, no matter what they hear from men or what men do, that men are actually capable of leading them. That is not their job. They have been overplaying their position for a very long time. They're exhausted. They're exhausted and they're not even doing that much. They're exhausted from not being in alignment, for taking on the identity of masculinity that this toxic world has given to them in order to strip them of their power and keep them enslaved in the mind, seeking power everywhere else except where they should be seeking it from, within. If you need to prey on young women to feel like you are an asset, it's because you have no self-worth. You lack confidence. And I'm not saying this is all men, but I am saying it's the vast majority. It is the rule, not the exception. And there may be men who are triggered by this because they fully understand, or there may be men who are triggered by this because he is telling trade secrets. He is telling the innermost thoughts of men that they don't want to know. But rest assured, there will be hella women who will ignore it and still seek out for them to be led by these men who are not natural leaders. Say it with me. Men are not natural leaders. They are submissive. They're naturally submissive, not us. They naturally conform, not us. And the self-worth, and it's so unfortunate because I have a small soft spot for everyone, but that includes men, because they don't understand where their real power is. And as someone who do have a certain understanding, I might not have a male experience, but I do have a level of consciousness and awareness that allows me to put myself in other people's shoes and understand where they're coming from, so I can operate out of compassion and out of respect and out of empathy and patience to a certain degree. This is why so many men have such a big issue with other men's proximity to the woman that they want or desire. It's self-loathing, it's self-deprecating. They are not confident because deep down, their higher self understands that the way they are operating are not working. But it's been presented and programmed so much as a false sense of power that they spend more energy seeking that false sense of power and toxic masculinity and violence and all of these other things, that they don't tap into their truest self. So they see themselves as devaluing you as a woman, and that's what it boils down to. Goalposts will always move with people who are lacking understanding, who are not in tune with themselves, and with people who are trying to maintain a system orchestrated for their demise. People who won't do the work. This is why there is a very specific pipeline from decentering men, to 50-50 conversations, to gender role conversations, to trad wife, straight to the pipeline into religious dogma. The math is mathing, okay? The sooner women learn this, the sooner women can make better, smarter, more savvy decisions and can navigate the space of dealing with men. The same way patriarchy has tuned out women's divinity, or tried, it has tuned out men's. When you are in the place of privilege in a system of oppression, you are the one with the least amount of information. It's a blessing and a curse on either side, because when you aren't the one that's privy to the downsides of the system of oppression, you don't see things clearly. Whereas when you take the grunt of it, you can see clearly, which means you can course correct. Right? This is why it's important to have empathy. It's important to be an intelligent person who understands things from all angles, or are very open to other people's experiences being different than yours and being valid and being true. Men don't have the luxury the way women do of their own choices, mind you, of dismantling patriarchy, because it's easier for them to not see it. It's harder for us as women to not see it. The same way Black men can see racism within the society structure better than white men can, but Black men can't see toxic patriarchy the way Black women can, or the way women can. Same shit, same recipe, different presentation. Nobody is winning. Okay? Stop looking for them to lead you.